Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. All depends on when you decide to watch this video. Once again, we're back. Oh my God, this is twice in 1 week. Yes, yes.
Sure is. Howdy, folks.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Took the night off to do some writing for the Red Room instead of doing a book review. Plus, everybody was kind of busy or hadn't read the book, so kind of pointless. So I just worked on my module for the Red Room and Savage Swords, and did a little reading myself. Some more Conan. I've got a lot more to go. So, yeah. By the end of the month, I've got probably about 3,000 pages to read and about
Wow.
100 to write.
Gotcha. What was I doing? Oh, I was actually writing, and a weird idea came out of nowhere, and I'm like, I'm gonna start writing this concept for a module. And it evolved the four horsemen and people trying to stop them. And I'm writing this down like, God, this seems oddly fucking familiar. Maybe even the appearance because it's Halloween. I was thinking the appearance of the uh, headless horseman. Just writing.
Mm-hmm.
Then as I'm writing this, I'm reading it back to myself. I'm like, why does this sound so bloody familiar? Oh wait, this was a TV show I watched years ago on Fox.
Which one?
Sleepy Hollow.
Mm,
Because I just watched Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow the other night, and I watched the
okay.
Disney version of
I've never
Sleepy
seen it,
Hollow.
either of them. Yeah.
And I'm like, this would still make a fun module. I mean, this would still be a fun Halloween. It wouldn't be a Halloween. It would be a Halloween game, but I couldn't run it as a one shot because there's so many
Mm-hmm.
aspects of it. Um, like the local priest that you thought was on your side is actually one of the horsemen in disguise. I'm just working out all the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, shit. But at the same time, I was thinking about I used to ran a Pathfinder game. It was a full woman party. I was the only dude there, but the rest of the party was all women, and they're all like young enough to not quite remember Xena.
Okay.
So every session I ran was more or less like a 2-part Xena episode, and they had no idea. When I
Yeah.
run Death in Space, I'd run it like the Stargate universe. What can
Okay.
go wrong will go wrong, and you're fucked either way.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking about
I
this,
never
like,
got to, I started watching Stargate, that particular Stargate, and I kind of enjoyed it, but then it disappeared.
it only lasts for like 8 seasons.
Yeah, but I didn't get to watch a season. I watched about 8 episodes.
Oh, that sucks. Out of all the Stargate universe, it being the original TV show, Atlantis. I think Atlantis. There was only two. I don't know how many off spins that there was. Universe was actually kind of my favorite one of the lot.
Yeah, I didn't like either of them. Universe was okay because I just forgot all the other stuff, which I for the most part didn't watch a lot of. Love the movie. I still have it, uh, but it just the the people were so different than the characters they were supposed to portray from the movie, or they were brand new and they didn't like them to begin with. So
It took a little bit for Stargate to get its handle, and I don't think it ever got it. Granted, I like some of the characters when they had brought in the guy from Farscape after MacGyver
and
left.
Claudia Black. Yeah, I didn't understand that. I saw some of those episodes. Never never got it. I did like the movie or whatever that had Morena Baccarin as the Ori, whatever. That was fun ish. But there's this one actor that's like in everything, and he's like the ever guy, but he kind of bugs me because he seems kind of weaselly. If I saw him, I could point him out, but I don't
Was he
remember.
the guy who replaced said dude for a while? The James Spade's character for a while?
I don't think so. No, no.
Because there was a guy that was on there. He was like, I don't remember why he showed up, but I know like Daniel disappeared for a hot second.
Uh-huh.
And they replaced it with this guy. And I'm like, I don't mind you as an actor. You haven't done anything to piss me off.
Yeah, but the guy who replaced Spader was awful. He
He had
was
other shows that he was definitely better in, and that was not one of them.
yeah, he was nothing. He couldn't hold a candle to Spader and the character.
Well,
It just
Spader's a tough act to follow.
was a
I
classy
mean,
guy, or at least he
class.
seems to be. Everything I've ever seen him in.
Loved him in Boston Legal with
Yep,
Kurt. I liked him in that Marvel movie where he played
Ultron.
Ultron. Yeah, I the Jack
He plays a
Nicholson
good bad
movie.
guy. He plays a good guy.
Yeah, plays
Was
a
he
really
in
good
Go or Gone in 60 Seconds or something like that? There was a movie he was in
no,
where
no.
he had the fixation with the stopwatch.
Well, I don't know what movie that wasn't Gone in 60 Seconds.
I don't think it was Go either, because that was like a Jay Moore film. He was kind of the star in that, I think.
Loved him in The Blacklist.
He was great in that. I mean, that was the height of his career. What a way to go out, you
Man,
know.
if I was a villain, I want to be that kind of villain.
Sure, sure.
I the stupid villains have always drove me crazy. Be a really extremely intelligent Dr. Moriarty, the Doctor
Moriarty.
Marty, always was more my speed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the big dumb, bad guy, is for kind of junior audiences and people who never, quite hit a certain intellectual peak themselves, and they're good for lieutenants and mid-level bad guys. Sure, something to test your metal against before going up against the other guy, the bigger guy, the more powerful adversary.
What was that movie? Hugh Jackman. Oh, Swordfish.
I never saw that. I wanted to, with Travolta and a bunch of other people. I forget.
Travolta plays a bad guy in it. And at the end, I wasn't disappointed with this movie.
I've never seen that one. What the hell? Oh, it's paint.
There's a couple other ones where the bad guy kind of gets away in the end. I just really enjoyed because it was well thought out. It wasn't the MacGuffin, the bad guy gets away just because he's a bad guy, but it was actually thought out and done well.
Well, the bad guy should only get away to return again. If he's not going to return again, then that hits a little too close to home with real life, and the bad guys always do actually get away. Or
I
seem to.
understand that. I truly do understand that. I'm all right. I'm sitting down to watch a TV show. I'm sitting down to watch a movie. And an hour and 45 minutes, no matter what the bad guy does, he's going to lose. I'm like, that gets boring.
Yeah, but the going against that trope for the sake of going against that trope only promotes more crime and is just rather contrarian. We
Yeah.
all there was a time where we all expected and wanted that to be the case, that the bad guy gets his up and coming, his come up and excuse me.
Did
uh
Sean Connery character died in The Rock? I can't remember.
I don't remember that. I don't think I saw that movie. uh
It was the last James Bond movie.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before. I don't think I've ever seen it though.
It's worth watching once. Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery.
I've never seen a Nicolas Cage movie I didn't like. So okay, except Leaving Las Vegas, which was the first movie I ever saw of him, and I hated that movie.
Only reason I watched that is because my I wish was my girlfriend was in that movie. Elizabeth Shue.
Mhm.
I had a thing for her since like Karate Kid.
She's all right, not my type, but
I Everybody's
yeah,
got
I
a type,
just
and she rings my particular bell.
yeah, the movie was just awful.
Oh, it was. It truly was awful, but she was in it, therefore I was going to watch it once.
That's fair. That's fair. I can think of three actresses I would say the same thing about.
Um, I was watching that Charlie Sheen thing on Netflix, and I'm really digging it. I watched it all the way through. I'm actually half tempted to watch it again. Um, but he was when they were originally trying to cast Karate Kid, he was going to get the lead, but he had to say no because he already said yes to another movie, which I don't know if you've ever seen it. It was called Grizzly.
I think so. Is that the one
It,
where the is there a scene where the grizzly takes the head off a horse?
it might have been. This was a sequel to that movie,
Okay.
so it was a crap movie. But he said yes. He said yes, he'd do it because he was a new actor, and he went and said he talked to his dad. And his dad says, "Listen, I understand, but you already said yes." So I mean, Martin Sheen always seemed like a fairly decent guy to me. So I get, good
Not me.
Catholic.
You seem like a putz.
Well, once again, good Catholic. Uh
Nothing wrong with that. I just he was okay in the West Wing. I did watch him in that, and of course Apocalypse Now. But uh I don't know.
I liked him in Depart with Jack Nicholson. Oh God, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Um, I mean, of all the, I want to say old school actor, he is kind of an old school. I don't know. I like his films. He hasn't done anything where, my God, I wish I didn't watch that movie. Or so. Well, that's not true. Anyways, but no, I like West Wing. West Wing is one of my favorite shows. I end up watching that at least once a year.
Really,
Yeah.
I no.
Unfortunately, I see myself as two characters, and the president's not one of them. I want to be Josh, but I'm going to most likely end up as Toby. And if you've ever seen the series from top to bottom, you know,
Yeah,
Toby,
I actually did. I forget why, and I have season one unopened still. I watched it all the way to the end. It had some stuff in it. I guess I liked, but I think I was watching it because I was watching with my mom before she passed,
no, I
and
get that.
that was it. Um, but I
But no, Toby is this highly intelligent, cigar smoking bastard.
wasn't he the
Miserable.
guy who had to get pardoned at the end?
Yeah, I didn't exactly like the direction they. I get why he did what he did. I truly do. But
Yeah, I think he was my least favorite character. But
he was a miserable bastard. What are you drinking that you have to smack the side of the cup there, brother?
it's crunchy ice,
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm
so it
just curious.
sticks together, and it's actually melting in here. And I got a
You
crunchy
know,
ice machine so I could crunch the ice, not so I could drink melted ice water.
no, I get that. You were doing that the other night. I'm like, what the fuck is he drinking? They has to
Yeah,
smack the
it's
side
just
of the
crunchy
cup.
ice. I gave up chips. It started, with Lent. I gave up potato chips. After Lent, I gave up corn chips. Now I eat popcorn, which isn't much different, but it's a little bit better because it's less processed stuff.
If you're
Uh,
making your own popcorn, yes. If you're buying it pre-made, it's a crapshoot.
right, right. And because I couldn't eat popcorn for years, and then I slowly started eating a little bit here, a little bit there, and now I can eat it again. And it's not chips. So,
Right. No,
but when
I
I'm
get
not
that.
doing that, I'm doing the crunchy ice because trying to lose some weight and
Oh
you
no,
know.
bravo, I get it. Um, I laugh at the popcorn. There's this guy I game with, Russell. He's a good guy, even though he's a Lutheran, and I won't hold that against him. He has other couple different picadillos that we'll just stay out of right now. At least my
Piccadilly.
mean picadillos.
Piccadilly is a place.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I say that wrong on purpose just to see who catches it.
Okay.
That
Most people don't know that word anymore, but okay.
I know it breaks my heart. Anyways, and he's a big time gamer. He likes Dungeons Dragons. He's like 60, late 60s.
Okay.
W- weird, weird as hell, but just a cool guy to hang out with. He
Mhm.
plays Flames of War, which is Flames of War. He plays a few other games I enjoy because every once in a while, not doing a fantasy or RPG is just refreshing.
Sure.
And I like strategy games. Anyways, um, he worked at J.C. Penney's for 40 years. Guess what he had every day for lunch?
Tuna fish salad.
Bologna and cheese sandwich every day for
Oh,
40
dear.
years. And I'm like, I would have killed myself and took everybody with me. Mass death by bologna and cheese. Anyways, um, his other favorite snack is popcorn. Well, he's kind of hit that age where he just can't eat certain things anymore.
Sure.
And he did not know popcorn was one of it. And we were out and he got a handful of popcorn. I'm driving back from the game shop to where he lives so I can get my own bloody car. He's like, oh no. I'm like, what? I gotta stop. I'm like, why do you have to stop? I gotta use the restroom. I'm like, okay. He doesn't make it to the toilet. And he didn't realize it was the popcorn he did it to him. He thought he just,
Sometimes it
had
just happens, sir.
right. So about a month later, he's in the kitchen and he's at his son's house and he leaves and yeah, I just left my Jesse's house and I had another handful of popcorn and the same thing happened. I'm like, I think your stomach just doesn't handle popcorn anymore.
Yeah.
And so every Christmas since then, I buy him a tin of popcorn.
What the fuck would you do that for?
Because it's funny.
That would be like getting an alcoholic a six pack.
Hey, he's got free will. He cannot eat it. He has choices.
Yeah, yeah, we would. Yeah, the best way to do that would be to literally to take the gift and throw it in the garbage can immediately.
What he ends up doing is he regifts it to his kids.
Yeah.
Then he'll take the tin back and he'll fail whatever. He likes going to Goodwill and coming back with just random fucking shit that they don't need.
Nice.
His parents were hoarders. He's somewhat. He tries to be a hoarder, but his wife throws away his shit that they
Uh,
just don't need.
I don't consider hoarding books a hoarder.
No,
Uh,
it goes no. It's knickknacks.
yeah, I don't have any. I mean, I do. They're called miniatures, but they're hopefully to be used in gaming at some point someday. But I don't know when that will be.
He also has. He doesn't. He paints figs. He paints figs. A little bit of a side hustle, and he'll charge you $2 per one fig to paint,
Okay,
which is fairly cheap.
that's not bad.
And these guys who do like Civil War miniature games, they'll give him like a box of 300 figs. Well, 300 times $2 each is a nice little tidy profit.
Well, it depends on how much time it takes him, and what his time is worth.
Well, it's worth $2 a fig.
Yeah, but how long? I mean, if it takes him an hour to paint a fig,
Oh yeah,
from
it's just it relaxes. It's his Zen
sure,
mode.
sure. Oh yeah, yeah. The the whole hobby itself has got a lot of, you know, incidental benefits
Oh
to it.
yeah.
But if you're strictly trying to make money,
Oh no,
um,
no, no.
you either have to paint fast or your time has to be worthless.
Right. No, he just does it. He says he just does it because he likes painting and it keeps him sane, and he makes money that feeds his hobby.
Especially, I suppose, if you could be doing two things at once, it's even better. You know, like watching movies or listening to audiobooks or you know talking like we do. A lot of us paint. I just poured some paint in my
I
palette,
actually
if
just
you will.
went through my paint supplies and everything. I gotta restock, which is slightly annoying. But there's this thing called Apple Barrel Paint, which is 99 cents per.
Yeah, not where I live, but yeah, I've got hundreds of bottles of that and hundreds of bottles of the other stuff.
So
And
I mean, whatever makes you happy. No, watching my hands won't let me do it anymore because it just hurts the hands after a while. But I'd make chainmail shirts.
oh yeah, I was meaning to ask you, man. You owe me a chainmail shirt, man, or a
Yeah.
vest. A vest will be fine.
All right. You're paying for supplies and time.
Yeah, I will. I figured I would.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I'm always serious. When it comes to
Oh,
the expenditure of money, yes, always.
well, we'll have to talk about that at another day of time because
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I need it. Your shirt size and I need measurements as I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
wear.
What I really want is a vest that looks like a vest.
It's not incredibly hard. Time assuming, sure. It shouldn't be
Pardon?
that bad. It wouldn't be that hard. Shirts are a pain in the ass. Trying to get the loop correctly for the armpit
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
down is a pain. It looks like it would be simple. It's not.
No, it doesn't look like it would be simple. It looks like it would be a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass. No,
The entire thing. Because I remember, you basically you take a wire, you wrap it around a rod, and then clip, 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 clip to make the rings. Right.
yeah.
That's what we did in the SCA, and I got. I think I made a piece about this big. And I'm like, this sucks.
Oh yeah. No, I when me and Kronda got married, I made two pieces of chainmail for both my kids at that time. And thank God they were little. Because I'm like, well, how much are we wanting to spend on our wedding? This. Well, this is how much I need to pay to get it going. Well, I don't want to pay that much. Well, I'm like, okay, well, you know that sash that Worf wears in Star Trek? She's like, yeah, I can do this for one of them. And she's like, okay, well, that works. And I'm like, no, I'll cannibalize a few other things for the other one.
Uh,
So I don't know. Good Lord, that's an investment of time.
yeah, I know you're busy. We're all
Yeah.
busy.
Oh, it's something to do during the fucking winter months. Oh, let me think about it. I'm not saying no, but I'm definitely not saying yes though either. Let me just think about it. No, I don't have a problem. Yeah, let me think about it. I never got a handle on making chainmail dice packs. It seems incredibly simple, but it was always fucking beyond me. It's like,
But it just seems to me, and I'm no expert in anything, if you've got a pattern,
it's rounding it out.
once okay, picture this: you got if you're making one out of, like, let's say, leather, right? It's
Right.
two shapes stitched together.
Or just one big shape that is, yeah, but anyways, yeah.
If you just take two bag shaped
Yeah.
pieces, and then you just take rings and loop them together. I don't think it's something that anybody's going to examine the stitching, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
And if it
No,
works and it holds the dice.
I had a friend who would get Crown Royal bags,
Yeah, I
mix
had
them
one
up.
of those for a while as a dice bag, but
Yeah.
uh, I don't know what happened to it, and
I
I
think I
don't
read
really.
somewhere that Crown Royal has stopped putting their hooch in bags, which was mildly disappointing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I could see how that would irritate some people.
it's like, how else are young gamers supposed to have their first die bag other than kidnapping their dad's Crown Royal bag?
Well,
A rite
I've
of
had this one.
passage.
What the shit is it? I've had
Oh,
this
your
one.
pirate one?
I've had this one for over 30 years. Yeah,
Yeah, that is cool.
and it's like quality leather, I guess.
Do
And
you
it
said you
held
got
together.
Disneyland?
Yeah, Disneyland, right outside
Your
Pirates of the
Pirates
Caribbean. You could
near
probably
the
you
end.
could probably literally go on the Disney shop, and they probably still make the damn things.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it had either candy in it or coins, or maybe it
Gotcha.
was chocolate coins. I really don't remember. It's been so freaking long. I mean, I was like 23, so
I never have had a chocolate coin
35
thinking,
years.
yeah, I've never had a chocolate coin saying, I think I want another one.
Really, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of a it's one of the family traditions around these parts. Every year, the stockings, at least Jackie's stockings, has those. I
Yeah.
see them, I get them, I put them there. It's just one of those things. It's just gonna happen.
I need a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I've taken over your show before, and there's nobody watching. So, for those of you who watch this later, I'm working on the Dungeons and Lasers Balor Demon. Ah, God, it's been years since I've done that. Jeez. But there's his ugly mug. There's his clear plastic flames on the back. Oh wow. He just gave you full reign of the show. Trip out on that. And right now I'm dry brushing back over the wings so that I can then go over with more oranges and yellows to make them look like they're illuminated, a little OSL kind of thing. Because I didn't realize I was gonna do that until I started painting. Until I got to this point. It's like, hey, you know what? I want to make him look like he's on fire or standing in lava, and so I'm having to do this next step. Otherwise, I would have almost called it finished. Except for I need to assemble his flaming sword and his flaming whip and decide which one I'm gonna put in his hand. So hopefully you guys are starting to experience the change in the weather and getting ready to have some fall autumn weather. Where it actually rained here today, which is literally like a miracle. I live in the high desert, and it's going to be back in the 80s tomorrow, but it was like you could smell the rain in the air all day, and that's kind of nice for those of you who don't hate the rain, which I don't, except when it comes in, I guess, through the roof or something, and that's being a book guy. Water's worse than fire. At least with fire, it's gone. Nothing you can do about it. With wet, soggy books. That's a nightmare. Not that I want my books to catch on fire, but if I had to choose, I would go with fire. Just you're gonna take them, then fucking take them. But I don't think that's gonna happen because I got like a crap ton of fire extinguishers all over the place, and a little, even a little, fire is gonna get its ass kicked. Hopefully. I wonder if he even knows he clicked out, or if I'm just gonna sit here until it times out, which be like 15, 20 minutes. Remember the first time something like that happened? I don't know if it was one of Connell's shows or if it was a Shauner show. That happened, and I took over his show until it ended, or did he come back? I think with Connell he came back, but somewhere out there there's a Shauner video of me taking over his show. Which is weird because Shauner's channel's still up. Cheers, Shauner. Hopefully it'll stay up forever. But I was kind of wondering about that because we were talking about his book that's still on Amazon and people are buying it, and Amazon gets to keep all the money, and that's not right. Still got half a bottle of this magic paint. If you're a painter and you want a really cool flaming effect, or even just a cool neon orange, grab yourself some apple barrel neon orange and find the hottest place of your house, the garage or something like that, and just leave it there for 20 some odd years, and you'll thank me. I'll be dead, but you'll thank me because this stuff it's separated, but in like the greatest way possible. So when you paint, it's both orange and yellow neon at the same time in weird random streaks. Like here, maybe if I can show you real close. If you look at the orange at the base, I didn't put any yellow there. That's just this paint over a zenithal highlighted black, white. I need to do some more of it and brighten it up a little, but it's kind of got a flamey look to it. I will then, of course, take a straight neon yellow and dry brush over that randomly, but for the moment, I'm just using this stuff. And Jackie and I have been using this stuff off and on for 5 years, and it's still like half a bottle. So another 5 years, but I've got a couple other bottles of this that I guess, aging. Normally, when you think about paint and aging, that's like the last thing you want. I've got some bottles that are like 25 years old of Games Workshop paint. The back in the day, there was like a 5 or 8 bottle set that came with a single Space Marine, a push fit Space Marine, and a bunch of bottles of paint. And I still have them like right here, and some of them are still good, but some of them are still sealed because I just never needed that color. Must be his daughter or his ex-wife. Well, never understand that. I've got a lot of friends that are having issues with exes if you're no longer together, unless it's entirely your fault. I can't understand having any communication still happening unless you have kids, I suppose, too. Which fortunately, I guess is why he still communicates with her. But I also thought she lived with him, as in his daughter, so it's a little late to be calling. I mean, what is it, 12:30 his time over there? Like, hey, unless it's a life and death emergency, And even then, it's like, yeah, we ain't together, so why you calling? Didn't really even plan on painting tonight, but here I am again. So how you guys doing out there? You ready? You ready for the holidays? At least Halloween. I know that's that seems to be a really big one with gamers. It's like most people's favorite holiday. It's not my favorite holiday, despite what you guys may have thought. Once upon a time, it was, but now it's Christmas. No question. Christmas. We all try to be on our best behavior. Everybody's in a better mood, or most people, except that guy. You get to wear your nicer clothes because it isn't 4,000 degrees outside. You get to decorate everything with bright colored lights, and the best food of the year comes around and all that good stuff. So orange just is not. I'm going to end up having to do like 100 coats to get this the way I want it, but it's kind of looking like it's lava, but yeah. I bet he forgot. He's like, oh, maybe he sent me a message on Discord. Let's go check. He did not. Whew. I'll give him another couple minutes, then I'll say goodnight. I still have to record a video for you guys over on my channel tonight. Another Conan review. Spoiler, it's great. It's a good story. It's what's it called again? The People of the Black Circle. Yeah, he's good. Not my favorite, but it was better than the Devil in Iron. That one was kind of clunky. Least favorite though is the Frost Giant's daughter. That was just trash. Hurry up, Connell. I haven't even been here, 40 minutes, and 20 minutes of it's going to be me babbling to myself. Right, folks? Yeah. I might just have him delete this one because he won't, though. No, I don't understand how anybody would delete like their whole channel because they do something stupid, just like private it. I mean, unless you do something really egregious, I'll never delete a video. I might private it, but I won't delete anything because everything I do on the internet is are the equivalent of home movies for us. Jackie, someday when he's got a family of his own, he can show his kids and his grandkids what he and his old man used to do before the holodeck came around or whatever, replaces video in the future. Speaking of video, I was thinking about this the other day. We really need to bring back music videos that don't suck. For those of you who don't remember, although I'm sure most of you do remember, if you're watching this show, MTV was like next level awesome when it came to, you know, listening to your music and getting entertained. It was really something, and that was literally the only reason I came to YouTube for any reason at all prior to creating the channel with my son was just to watch one music video because it's just MTV wasn't a thing anymore. I mean, it still exists, but it's not music videos. It's anything but that, which is just retarded. Sorry, but it's hard R retarded. But I would come to YouTube just to watch the Golden Earring Twilight Zone video. Like once every 6 months or so, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to see that again. And then I would come watch it and then turn it off and not give it a second thought. Now I'm on YouTube. Like, if I'm not making a video, I'm watching videos instead of TV or music. So, yeah, who would have thought? Not me. I would have never guessed back in the before times. So, Connell, I'm going to start the clock. If you are not here in, let's say, 3 minutes, I'm out. Oh, this is dumb. And I'm pretty sure they're going to kick us out anyways if you're not back in about that long. Yeah, because must be pretty important.
Oh.
Dude, you made it just in literally like 2.25 minutes. I was going to be out.
Are you really?
I was gonna just because I was talking to myself for 15 minutes.
We got 3 people watching you. They haven't said
Really?
anything. Yeah.
Well, they could have said something.
I don't know who's watching you.
I can't imagine at this hour.
Like, somebody's watching me. Yeah. No, there's a little bit of
Because you're on StreamYard, which I don't use anymore, and I
right.
didn't see the
I
chat.
haven't gone over to restream because I just haven't. I still have this set up, and for the amount of this that I do, it works.
Here you get 20 hours a month with Restream. It's unlimited
Oh yeah,
for free, and you get
right.
more things in the back room, more bells and whistles. It's easier. You can get free music for themes and stuff. There's a lot of other things, and StreamYard really pissed me off because they wouldn't take my money to upgrade because they were right in the middle of changing the prices for what it would cost for the upgrade.
Yeah.
And they kept literally lying to me, saying that my bank was refusing the payment. I was on the phone with my bank and on the phone with them, and they're saying, "Well, your bank's declining it." And I'm like, "No, they're not." I'm like, what do you mean? I'm on the phone with them right now.
Yeah, it's just
No,
bad
they
business.
literally lied to my face on multiple occasions, and then I just went over to Restream, and then I found out like a week later that everybody was complaining how they had changed the prices and started charging more. I'm like, you could have just told me that, Who am I gonna tell?
Right. No, I know there's like very few of the original crowd that still uses
StreamYard?
Restream. What?
StreamYard.
StreamYard. I think Max is like holding out for a bit longer than I don't know what Max is doing these days.
Sunday show. That's it.
Yeah, I know he's going to bring back the Friday show at some point.
Yeah, I hope he's whatever he's writing, it's good, and he sends me a copy. Um,
So I don't know. I've been once again sorry about that. A little bit of unfortunately housekeeping that
family drama.
sorta yeah. So that's kind of dealing with
Well, if it's
some
complete
stuff.
stranger drama, call the cops and shut the
Be,
door.
yeah, be done with no family drama, but that's how families
Bullshit.
are.
Right, folks?
Um, yeah, I'm just Maggie. I was talking to my daughter earlier. She's real excited about Halloween. She's like, I'm gonna deck up the house. I'm like, okay, you have fun with that. Let's go to the dollar store so we can get, spider web. And spider web to me is like tinsel on Christmas tree.
Sure.
You put it up. Best case scenario, it doesn't make a fucking mess.
Ah,
Best case scenario with spider webs or with tinsel. And when the season is done, well, I'm going to put it all back in the box. No, you're not. You're going to sweep it up and you're going to check it.
toss it in garbage
Yes.
where it belongs. Yeah,
So,
I don't do. I'll do some Halloween decorations, but I don't do spider webs anymore. It's just
but I told her if she wants to do spider web, she can put it up and she can take it down. And she's been okay with that.
hey Jackie, come say hi.
Well,
Hola, el amigo.
What's happening, sport?
nothing.
How's life?
Pretty alright.
Did you hear we're going to get a new saint?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I haven't completely read into the whole scenario, but I'm like, hey, we get a new saint. The first one in, well, first one in at least 20 years. No,
Who?
10 years. I don't know the kid's name. It's a kid who's becoming a saint.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who it is?
I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But I have been hearing about that. Like, I was hearing about the process for a long time. There was kind of a while where it stopped, or I stopped hearing about it at least.
A little column A, a little column B.
Yeah.
You have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, buddy. So what do you got going on this weekend? Bruce's game?
No. No, that's next weekend. This weekend is Peoria, Illinois. Is downtown Peoria is having the German Fest, Oktoberfest. So that will
Already?
be, yeah. It starts in like August. Well, I think it starts. It starts in September.
Oh, okay. Because
And so there
September
will
still
be,
has, 12 days?
yeah. And I
Wow.
mean, the story of Oktoberfest is kind of fun. King, who swore up and down that he was never going to get married, found somebody that he was going to get married to, and he gave the whole kingdom or something like that a month-long festival.
That's cool.
So there will be beer.
I used to go to Oktoberfest at a place called Old World Village, which was
Yeah.
literally a little German village nestled in the middle of some like a neighborhood and a shopping mall. It's still there as far as I know, but that place was crazy. I mean, and not just for Oktoberfest. I mean, year round, the place was crazy.
Yeah. That sounds fun. Uh, the only thing I don't like about Oktoberfest is polka music. I just
Is what?
polka music.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. But
Polka music sends me into a violent rage.
really, that's a little extreme, don't you think?
Well, polka, disco, and techno send me into a violent rage.
That's you should see a doctor about that.
I,
I'm not kidding. I mean, uh,
polka
who's in
music's the
control?
most happy music in the world. It can all die, and all the people that play it.
I mean, it I understand the annoyance with it. Disco is there's some great disco. Just saying, there really is.
I believe that you believe that.
No, it's demonstrably provable. Uh,
That's like somebody telling me that there's
otherwise it
good
would not
porn.
have existed as long as it did, and still exists throughout the world.
Yeah, but people who listen to disco are drug addicts, so
You could literally say that about every kind of music.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But
It's usually different drugs for different kinds of music, which is really kind of a weird
yeah, yeah.
phenomenon.
If you're at an industrial bar, it's normally like coke. If you're at a rock band, it's pot. No.
If you're listening to speed metal, it's crystal meth. If you're listening to indie and stuff like that, it's probably ecstasy, etc.
Something,
It's
yeah.
a weird phenomenon. It used to all just be alcohol,
Yeah, I'm fine with just alcohol.
or tobacco.
Yeah. Um but no, I just the music just drives me up the damn wall. I mean, I
There are other kinds of music that I'm not fond of, but you know, I can just change the channel. I
yeah.
despise rap. There's very little. This Tom McDonald guy, he's done some stuff that I've actually not hated, but that's and Blondie, of course. But other than that, I really can't think of anything. Uh, I think there might have been an Eminem song that didn't suck, but I could be thinking of somebody else. But for the most part, it's
Eminem was fun by just how obscene it was. I'm not saying it was good. It was, wait, did I just hear that right? You know.
um, yeah, that's not a it's not a good selling point for
But
me.
then you got Billy Squire with Stroke It. I'm like, wait, am I hearing this right?
No, you were hearing it wrong. It was a euphemism, but it wasn't, entirely about that. It was two things at once. You
Right.
know, double
ACB
entendre.
ACDC Big Balls.
Double entendre.
Yeah. No. Oh my god. No, I get it. I'm not even a big fan of rap. I mean, there's certain rap songs I like. I thought are lyrically interesting. Outside of that, just not my bag. But I listen. Uh, Jade was. I told Jade and me were talking about music one time, and I'm like, I listen to country. I listen to this. I listen to that. He's like, all right, I get opera, but you listen to country. I'm like, I listen to country.
Country is, was the first like original all American music.
Yeah. Listen to jazz. I listen to blue grass. I listen to blues. I mean, I like blues,
Some of it.
but to each to their own when it comes to the madness that is music.
No, they all have to do what I say.
Good luck with that, Hoss.
Right?
Uh, no, I don't know. So I'm gonna go down there, plop my chair somewhere, probably hang out with a couple people and smoke cigars and drink some beer and Look at all the pretty women that won't have anything to do with me. Wear my kilt. This is a German fest. I'm like, well, if it was good enough for my grandpa to wear during World War II when he invaded Germany, it's good enough for me. Now, I don't know. I don't know. Kind of looking forward to driving up to Chicago here pretty soon to see some family. They're not in Chicago proper, they're an offshoot of Chicago.
Hmm.
But no, as a teenager, my aunt would take me and my brothers up to go see like the Nutcracker, Phantom of the Opera, Joseph and the Technicolor Coat, stuff like that around Christmas. And Chicago back in the day, I don't know if they still do it, kind of got itself a little bit dolled up with all the Christmas ornaments on the street.
Sure, sure.
With the snow, it's kind of it's pretty. I mean, it can be pretty. I was mildly disappointed this past year for Christmas. I drove through East Peoria, and there was like none of the Christmas stuff up. Like, you fucking cheap bastards.
Well, it might be something else besides cheapness.
Well, the city of East Peoria said years ago, was like, well, we're gonna do this festival lights, and they make models and use light Christmas lights, right? And they
Okay.
have it on Christmas lights on for X amount of weeks, right, throughout Christmas. Not telling the fine people of East Peoria, by the way, we're taxing you for this.
That's
So
dirty pool.
I just stopped and giggled. I'm like, that sounds about right.
Sounds about wrong.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but it doesn't surprise me. Yeah. I'm gonna go up to Sleepy Hollow for Halloween up in Upper New York, which is not gonna happen this year. But I heard
What?
Sleepy Hollow
What about it?
for Halloween puts on one hell of a shindig.
Hmm.
They doll up the city with all the
Gotcha.
fun Halloween stuff, and I'm not saying we should go every year, but I at least want to see it for 1 year. I don't know. I'm very big on experiences. I don't need a whole lot of things, but going to see something, eating at a restaurant, seeing a concert, experiences I think are just amazing.
Well, there's some that are really, really, really terrible.
Like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I don't look at that way. I met a lot of interesting people.
Interesting is probably the key word in that concept.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to Boston for St. Patty's Day.
Um, why?
Just to check it out.
To be surrounded by gingers? What? I don't get it.
Hey, I found out I have a fetish today. It's called pumpkin smashing. It's when a person is attracted to redheads. I didn't know that was a fetish. I thought that was just a was just a thing. What?
If you can't enjoy yourself without that being part of the process, then it's a fetish. Otherwise, it's just a preference.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It's like, and it's like, so, da 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 da. How do you feel about redheads? I'm like, I like dating redheads. It's like, well, you have a fetish. I'm like, well, that's okay.
If you've dated other people semi-successfully, and they weren't redheads, then you can enjoy
My
the
first,
experience without that being part of it.
a lot of my first was with redheads. No, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't disagree with you saying. I was just doing some like quick head math. I'm like, well, first girlfriend was a redhead. Other stuff was with a redhead. I got married to a redhead. There seems to be a theme here.
I think I've only dated 2 redheads, and it was very short lived.
Or was it the lack of soul that was the problem?
No, they didn't notice.
Oh,
Come on, that was good.
that was.
No, just it wasn't like it had nothing to do with being a key factor. It was just timing, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, one of them was a Jewish girl, so it was never going to work because I was never converting.
Fair enough. I have a friend who ended up getting married to a Jewish woman, and he was like saying certain things are just better with redheads. I'm like, I mean, not better with redheads. It's like with Jewish women. I'm like, I take your word on it. That's so. I mean, to each their own. We all have particular things that we like.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited about Halloween. I am. My Halloween movie.
The whole I was talking while you were gone. The whole holiday season, is a lot of fun. There are a lot of different things to enjoy. With like summer, there are a lot of things to enjoy, but
Yeah, I'm over
it's a little toned down in comparison. Not everybody enjoys going to the beach or going picnicking or camping or whatever.
Oh yeah,
everybody is supposed to enjoy freaking Thanksgiving and Halloween and
unless
Christmas
you're the one cooking
and
it.
New Year's. Right.
New Year's stopped being fun for me a while ago. It was just, I don't know. It just stopped.
Yeah, but you shouldn't hate it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't hate it. I don't really
Unless you're
hate
a dog.
I don't. I'm trying to find the right way to put this. I don't hate 4th of July, but it's not my. It is one of my least favorite holidays. Mainly, for mainly because of the fireworks and the crowd. I can do without the crowds, and I can do without the fireworks. Sitting at home, eating hot dogs, having some good old fashioned American yard game fun. Sure, I'm all about that. Horseshoes. Depending on what state you live in, yard darts.
Yeah.
Because giving kids a huge ass dart and hoping nothing bad's going to happen is all kinds of good fun. But no, there's aspects of 4th of July I really appreciate, and the holiday I appreciate. I could just do without the fireworks and the crowd.
I love them.
I fireworks set off bad stuff in my head. So I mean, once again, holidays are very much Thanksgiving amuses me because ideally it's one of the 3 times in the year that the family is supposed to get together and actually enjoy each other's company. Well, unless you live in a Rockwell painting, that's normally not the case.
I know lots of families that have no problems enjoying that holiday.
Well, I'm not attached to one of those families. So it's always okay. How long until such and such is going to lose her shit? All right. How many wine? How much wine has Aunt Susie drank? Then it becomes a bingo card. Bingo card of family dysfunction.
We've never had that with Jackie's mom and I, their family and I. We don't agree on some stuff, but we've never even had an argument. in almost 25 years, not even a single argument.
That's awesome. I'm not saying my family gatherings
I don't
are
speak
like,
Spanish.
yeah, that helps. I imagine it's not like I'm saying my family is like the Griswolds, although
Hmm.
living through a Griswold Christmas would be interesting. In
I
my
hated those movies. I hated those
I
movies.
wasn't a
I
big
hate,
fan of them. I get it. To be fair, I watch them just because it's tradition. Do I like the movies? No, I'm not a big fan, but I'll watch the Christmas one at least once a year.
watching
This
It's a
will,
Wonderful Life is a tradition.
I hate that movie.
I don't watch it every year. I've watched it. I've seen it.
I didn't. I like that movie. It just got
Yeah,
over.
it became like a forced part of Christmas for about 20 years. It was like you have to watch it. Like, no, I don't. I've
Yeah,
seen it.
it's a
It's good.
Wonderful
I
Life,
like it. Don't make me
Miracle.
hate it because I've seen it, like 50 times. I don't need to see it 50 times to appreciate it.
Right.
You know,
Was it?
I'll probably watch it like one more time before I die, and that'll be fine. I won't be like, God, I wish I would have watched it more. No, I get it. I understood it,
Miracle on
but it
31st
was one of those, it was like a
Street.
peer pressure thing.
Right.
We're all supposed to watch it, and I'm like, I'd rather watch Scrooged. That's like, uh,
That's definitely on my Christmas list almost every year. As much as of
I don't think
Toad.
I can do that because I think the only copy I have is VHS cassette.
You can normally find it on something not behind a paid wall because it was like on Amazon Prime when we did it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Would I
My
own it on DVD? Maybe, but I don't see why.
my least favorite Christmas movies are A Miracle on 31st Street, The Bishop's Wife,
Never heard of
America,
it.
the Wonderful World, or whichever one you said.
Well, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm rooting after the umpteenth time of watching that movie. I'm rooting for him to jump off the damn bridge. Um, Not that I don't think it's a good movie. I think it should be watched at least a few times,
Mhm.
but don't hold my feet to the fire on this one. Um, Nightmare Before Christmas, I got burnt out on because I just saw it so damn
Yeah,
times.
one of my exes, her daughter would watch that every day, all day. Um, just crazy.
I haven't seen that movie in 15 years, and I could almost still sing every song word by word.
Mhm. It
Um,
was amazing when it first came out, and for a couple of years, and then okay.
there is a chip, the Chipmunks, Disney Chipmunks.
Mhm.
One I used to watch a lot as a kid,
I've never seen it.
where they're in a Christmas tree in Donald Duck's house, and it becomes violent because Donald Duck is a dick. Um,
Well, the Chipmunks weren't saints either.
no, that's fair. There's some Christmas movies I used to watch as a kid that I just can't do it anymore. The Christmas Story. No, we're not getting you a BB gun. You shoot your eye out. If I never see that movie again, I'll be happy.
I didn't like it. Honestly, I didn't really like it. Uh, it, it's from before my time, and trying to push it on us when they did is just like, yeah, that's for you boomers. You enjoy your 1940s or whatever it was, and I'm gonna sit
50s.
here and
It felt like World War II just ended, and Ralphie is a baby boomer. Is a baby boomer.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
my new favorite Christmas movies is Gremlins, the
Yeah,
first one, because that is a Christmas story.
yeah.
Um,
I saw it, when we did the review, and I'll probably never watch it again.
It holds up. I mean,
But
musically,
I've
it
got
holds
so
up.
many better things to do with my time.
Oh, I get that. Most of Jackie's films that he wanted us to watch, I have the same feeling. There's so many other things I can do, like bounce a, I don't know,
Balance
bounce
my
a
non
hammer off my foot.
balance my non-existent checkbook. Go to the DMV for no reason.
Yeah, and don't get it wrong, I love him as a nephew, but man,
Yeah, but you have to admit the ones that didn't suck were awesome.
Glory was great.
That was my pick.
I thought not Glory. The one about the Spanish War that he picked was great.
That was fucking amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could do without. I could do without any more Star Wars movies for the rest of my life. And that's not true. That is not true. If they did a Star Wars movie that had absolutely nothing to do with the Skyhoppers or the Vaders or anything of that nature, I'd watch it because there's a huge, huge, huge universe to fish out of. The universe to fish out of.
The Knights of the Old Republic is my second favorite of all Star Wars things, and that story is so much fun. And it's 50, 60 hours of great gameplay. There's like no real suck part of it. You're never really grinding for levels or anything like that, which I always hated. It's like, why am I doing this?
I thought that was a little bit of a gopher game in the very beginning. I know it clears that up, but it was a little bit of a gopher game in the very beginning. Go for this, go for that, go for this. I have these missions for you.
No, not really. I mean,
it might have not been that. It was a Star Wars game, and it was way before Skyhopper or any of them. Like it's like back in the day.
It's thousands of years before that.
Yeah. And I used to play it with my friend Finn, and in the very first couple levels, it was very much, I have a mission for you. I need you to go do this. I need you to go do that. I'm like, it's another freaking Gopher game.
I don't remember that part of it. I just played it about a year ago.
That was my take on it. I mean, okay, Halloween movies. We were talking about this the other night before we had people coming on. Halloween movies to me have to break down into three categories: supernatural, because it's Halloween; slasher to a certain degree, but it still has to have a Halloween theme to it.
I suppose.
And actually, it really just breaks down to two. It has to be it has to be Halloween theme and be supernatural.
Well, I would think that it has to be a horror movie.
Yeah,
Above
I
all
mean,
things.
as a kid, my favorite Halloween movie was Ernest Scared Stupid. I tried to watch that. What?
I don't know if I saw that. I saw a couple of the Ernest movies, and I don't remember if that was one of them. I don't. Were there trolls in it or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was funny. So. The trolls, the makeup for the trolls was the same makeup design that they used for. It was actually, they rated the lot that had whatever killer clowns from outer space.
Okay.
And they reused them in that movie. I did not know that till much later on in life. I'm like, that's why those couple of those trolls look oddly fucking familiar. So I don't know. I mean, sitting down watching any of the Sleepy Hollow TV show movies is fun for Halloween.
I liked the Disney cartoon as a kid, and everything else after that just didn't do anything for me.
That's fair. I like the story. I've been to Sleepy
I do too. I love the story. But I was really, really young, maybe 8 or 10, and I walked to the theater by myself or with some other kids, and we saw that. And everything else just seemed like trying to one up it or change it too much. It was like it didn't need any more. It didn't need anything else.
Tim Burton one wasn't bad with Johnny Depp. It really wasn't bad. It stuck to at least the spirit of Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod wasn't a teacher. He was a cop from New York that they sent up. Okay, whatever. Was he still a coward? To a certain degree, yes. I mean, it still felt, and Tim Burton does weird graphic horror
I'm,
really well.
I'm kind of sick to death of both Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. So
Well, this was in the very beginning of the love affair between Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. Well, is Edward Scissorhands a Christmas film?
Mm-hmm.
Really don't like that movie.
I mean, only because I don't think it really has the spirit of Christmas so much in it as it does. Just it's at Christmas.
At Christmas, yeah.
It's still actually a really good movie, but I'll watch that one like one more time in my life and be fine if I never see it again.
All right, Halloween films. All right, so like I said, Sleepy Hollow. It's fun. Sleepy Hollow is fun. Other ones, Halloween, the original Halloween.
It's okay. Again, I will never need to watch that one again.
Halloween, you can watch Halloween and ignore a whole lot of them. Except for Halloween 3 that had nothing to do with Michael Myers. I'm with Bear. I kind of like that one. So if you're into the Michael Myers, how, in my humble opinion, this is how you watch it. Yeah, watch the first one. Then you ignore all the other ones up until you get to the most recent ones. That, then you get back on the boat. And there's only 2. So there's only 3 Halloween movies that are worth watching, in my opinion, outside of the third Halloween movie, which had nothing to do with Michael Myers. And you're done. That's when you get off the boat.
Yeah, I didn't like any of them enough to
keep going.
Watch it a third time. To be honest, I was just thinking about it, and I kind of feel that way about every Halloween movie I can think of. I'm still waiting for a better one, and I haven't seen one yet. Like one movie that encapsulates all of Halloween into one cohesive.
Trick or Treat is interesting.
Never seen it.
It's worth watching once. It's a horror movie. It's very much a horror movie, and there's this little spirit of Halloween Jack. And he goes around, and if you're not celebrating Halloween as what Halloween is, he takes you out of the equation. And I kind of liked it for what it was. I saw it once, and that was enough for me.
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
Let's see. Yes, you can watch Nightmare on Elm Street for Halloween. It is a horror slasher movie, but it doesn't.
I didn't like those movies either.
But it's not a Halloween movie.
I don't even call them good movies.
There's particular ones in the series I like. I'll watch once or twice every so often. I'll watch it every so often. Same with
I wish I could think of a what I would call a great Halloween movie, but I can't. They're all like crap.
Nightmare Before Christmas was interesting, but it was a Christmas movie.
Right.
Halloween movie. Monster Squad.
Didn't like it.
Yeah. I understand.
Something like well,
there's Charlie Brown's Halloween, isn't there?
Yeah, but that well, it's good. It's not what I'm talking about.
I know.
Like a movie that encapsulates some elements of Edward Scissorhands would be good. Some elements of Sleepy Hollow, some elements of maybe Close Encounters, but The Witches of Eastwick.
I've yet to see that one.
Really, you'd love it.
I know I've never been a big fan of Cher, and I think that's always been the turnoff.
Yeah, but it's Jack Nicholson, so
Yeah.
you
No,
would like that one. And I think it's also got Michelle Pfeiffer, who you like. I can't stand.
I like Michelle Pfeiffer in a few
And I
roles.
forget the other woman who's in it. To be honest, I kind of can't stand anybody in it, but together, it was actually a really good movie.
I like Jack.
I like Jack up to a point, up until he did the Batman movie as the Joker.
He wasn't the Joker. He was Jack Nicholson in
Wolf,
makeup.
the werewolf movie.
I didn't mind that one.
And from that point on, I didn't like him anymore.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I liked the Wolf movie, not as a whole movie. Aspects of the movie I liked.
I couldn't. I really he grossed me out with his fixation on Michelle Pfeiffer and doing both projects just for that. You know, it's just like
he was a dog. I'm not saying
yeah, but I mean,
what was the other movie he did with Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't know, and screw her for not being able to make it clear enough that it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She'll take the money. She'll take the money and make his life miserable. When they're not filming together, you know what he's doing. He's obsessing over you. You need to cut that shit off and don't let it happen. Give him, an unequivocal no. Go fucking away.
I think even if you gave him back in his day, as you put it, a no of that nature, I don't think he was a dog with a bone. And him as a person,
you're the bad guy.
Yeah, him as a person, not incredibly fond of. Him in certain movies, absolutely love. Except for Batman, he didn't play Joker. He just played Jack Nicholson in makeup.
And he was terrible at it.
Yeah.
He was playing like a character from a like a Bogart crime movie, that era. A gangster, with no. But I blame a lot of that on Tim Burton, who didn't understand the Joker at all when he was dressed up with the, the stereotypical French painter, sort of garb,
Oh, yeah, like, that was weird scene.
It was just
best Joker, hands down. In a movie will be Heath Ledger until somebody's able to take the crown. Crown.
He took the Joker to a place that no one had ever thought of taking him. He was the most original Joker and the most entertaining and the scariest, but he definitely wasn't like the original Joker.
Well,
yeah, the original Joker was kind of a lame character.
Yeah,
the whole clown prince of crime and all that. He's original, but he was annoying and should have been dealt with, and not.
He was killed. Then they in the original comics. Then they decided to bring him back.
I don't remember him dying except in Dark Knight Triumphant.
Oh, he got it's early days of the Batman comic.
Maybe, but I don't remember.
I mean, Batman killed. Batman used a gun and killed in the early days of Batman.
Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of those. Which
I love how people's like, well, Batman doesn't kill. I'm like, he doesn't kill now,
right?
I mean, you can't go all holier than thou with me on Batman.
Well, that was all because of the the pre-comic code freaking scare. The satanic panic of the
Oh yeah,
early days of
mother
comics.
approved comic book board of nonsense.
Yep. That uh,
Um,
I some of the only comics I'm looking for are pre-code
yeah.
in,
Still
in
trying to
omnibus
think.
form. I think for Christmas this year, I'm going to get myself the original Tales from the Crypt box set, 5 volume
God, I love that
omnibus.
show. I
The
miss the
comic
hell
books
out
are
of that show.
better. The comic books are so much more.
Oh, I'm sure. It to me it goes. I no, I've never read any comics, but I believe you that it's better. But it goes show at least one of the movies, and that's it. There's no cartoon. That cartoon was a figment, a fever dream
Yeah,
that
I
never
didn't even
happened.
know there was such a thing until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, well, there was also a Karate Kid cartoon as well. That's also a fever dream.
The Jackie
Um,
Chan cartoon.
the Jackie Chan cartoon wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah, but I didn't watch it. The
I
Highlander cartoon. Fuck that. That was awful.
The
Um,
Phantom
I
2025
heard that was
wasn't
good.
that wasn't too shabby. Yeah, I'm still trying to
Um,
think of a decent Halloween movie. I mean, I'm gonna say Pumpkinhead.
there really hasn't been one that's like the classic, singular masterpiece when it comes to Halloween. It's always been crap. Just bang it out. Some sort of slasher kind of.
Have you ever seen Pumpkinhead?
No, but from what I remember, it didn't capture all of the elements that it needs. You know,
Yeah, I mean, Halloween is kind of one of those holidays. It just really depends on what part of the world you're in, what it means to you, per se.
well,
And if you're
unfortunately,
looking for
Hollywood has no clue. They
right,
never had. They
if you're
wanted to,
looking for the like
which is all
American,
about blood and butcher knives.
yeah, I was about to say, if you're looking for the more of the American version of Halloween, I think cartoons. If there was a cartoon Halloween movie, Sleepy Hollow, for example, is
Mhm.
probably the closest. Uh, Now if you
Probably.
go over to Ireland, it's a whole different argument, just really depends on what part of the world you're in.
Well, yeah. What we've done with ancient, folklore and literature and things like that, uh, has kind of bastardized a lot of things, but it
Thank you,
was
Disney.
done and accepted so long ago that we've all more or less turned it into, like I was telling Bear, it's now tradition. I don't care what the origin is. This is what we've been doing for 100 years. We're not going to stop. We're only going to continue. So either accept it or get over it.
I was talking to my mom
Forget about it.
earlier. I was talking to my mom earlier about old ancient fairy tales or stories, right? That we told. Not Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, for example, was based on a true story. So was Sleeping Beauty, was also based on a true story. Then it was okay. This is what happened. Well, we want to change it a little bit.
I was under the impression so was Sleepy Hollow.
Was there a madman running around Sleepy Hollow beheading people during that time period? Leftover Haitian from World War, I mean, not World War, Revolutionary War? Sure. There's been serial killers,
Since the dawn of time, sure.
right. Um, so I, I'm not going to argue that one. I don't know. I mean, very well could be. I mean, most fairy tales have a seed of truth behind them. Same with myths. But yeah, no, I don't know. I have to. Oh man, but
I can
yeah,
think of one that doesn't suck, or just it could just be any schlocky, slasher
Sleep-
horror movie that
Disney Sleepy Hollow is the best.
something that would embody elements of Stranger Things, kids, you know, doing or
Well, Stranger Things.
discovering some sort of thing in their neck of the woods in their neighborhood that's off and not right and supernatural, etc. And they've got to uh,
Deal
kind
with
of,
it.
yeah, kind of like the Stephen King Silver Bullet, or like I said, Stranger Things, or Erie, Indiana, the TV show. But it all takes place between October 1st and October 31st. The kids, discover something and then have to deal with it, and then do.
Yeah. No,
And
that's
maybe
fair.
not all of them make it out alive.
Stranger Things is a fairly halfway decent Halloween show, even though it's not just Halloween. It goes throughout the year. But them dressing up as the Ghostbusters in season 2 or 3 was great.
Fucking
Um,
chef's kiss, man. Uh,
yeah.
it, I know a lot of people don't like it, but they're missing out on, either they didn't enjoy the '80s, or they don't enjoy something about that show. But you know, Lord knows I can't stand any of the people in real life. Millie Bobby Brown, somebody needs to smack that bitch. Now that
I
she's over
like the
18, she needs a fucking smack.
there's
Sorry.
three there's two actors in that show, kid actors, that have just basically stayed off the radar, and I appreciate that. The one with has the teeth issue. Outside of that show and him doing a Broadway, I haven't heard anything about him. Him singing was it the theme song to Neverending Story
Mhm.
was brilliant. I don't know. Um, Hellboy, but you don't like Ron Perlman.
I will.
Um,
I will give him 1 second of my time for anything. I don't care if it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He can go fuck himself.
if if
Jam it in sideways.
if Hellboy was played by somebody else with the same director and the same
I
voice,
never, I've never really. I know the story and the comics, and I just,
I didn't. It was fine for what it is.
it's just something, something different. And in all when you take that unlimited, that infinite number of typewriters and monkeys, you're going to get Hellboy. I get it, but I don't want it in my house.
That's
I
fair.
don't. I don't want it in my
Silver
head.
Silver
Uh,
Bullet. That's not a Halloween movie, but that's a good movie.
I'm not a King fan, but I can recognize the elements of that kind of a story. The struggle to come up with the cure for the thing, to solve the problem, by the skin of your teeth. One fucking silver bullet. That's genius. Um,
Oh, the miniseries.
except that it's an alien and not supernatural. Therefore, it becomes it more into the realm of sci-fi. And
Yeah.
while Halloween can do that, I think if you wanted to make the all-American, end-all, be-all, greatest Halloween movie of all time, you wouldn't include that sort of stuff.
So if it was a supernatural being, not an alien,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be in your running,
Well, yeah, it's got to be like a ghost,
right?
like
So it's
literally like
in the very
a house.
beginning of it, it's a group of kids having to deal with something outside of the
Ghost Story was actually pretty fucked up, but that's pretty close. If you remember
ghost
that
story.
movie, you should check that one out. That one will fuck you up. That
Hmm.
one's like next level at least for me, when it came to you know the 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 chill factor that you left watching that movie with. It was just like, whoa, what
I
the
like
hell did I just see?
I like Poltergeist as a kid.
It didn't. It was
I
uh
liked the second one. Did not like the third one.
just get the fuck out of the house. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
If ooh 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 uh um
Don't say Amityville Horror.
no, Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, and I can't remember the two.
Not ringing a bell, man. Type
It
it
came.
out.
Hold on, it's an old one. It's been out for a while. Hold on. Neeson was in it. It's a ghost movie. It's a ghost movie. Haunted House, Haunted Mansion, Haunted Hill. No, Haunted Hill was a different movie. I'm on my phone because, well, that's because the internet's on my phone. Actually, the Chucky movies, the most reboot of Chucky, I thought was interesting. I think it's a dumb movie, but I thought it was interesting.
The
Here's
one with Meg Tilly, I think is her name, was fun.
yeah,
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Taylor. Yeah, no, I get that. What I liked about the most update Chucky movie, not TV series, but the movie, was instead of it being a soul trapped in a doll's body, it was an AI doll. It was a doll that was willing. It had the ability to learn, and there's a safety switch that the programmer was supposed to turn on. Well, he was having a bad day and he forgot to turn it on and went and killed himself. So the Chucky doll, which has AI intelligence, was watching TV and picked up all the worst traits.
Well, how could it do otherwise?
Right. And is it a good movie? No, but it was a very interesting concept. No, it's before that movie. Before that movie. Come on, where is it? Ooh, Dark Man. That was such a great movie. Dark Man, did you ever see that?
Yeah.
The Haunting. Liam Neeson, Kathleen Zeta Jones, Owen Wilson, a few other people.
Sounds familiar, but it's got to have a better title than The Haunting because that sounds like 12 other movies.
Right. Uh, he's a scientist that studies the paranormal. They go up to it. The mansion's haunted as fuck. One of them has a weird connection to the house via bloodline. It was a good movie for what it was. Um, yeah, it was a good movie for what it was. I don't remember if it was rated R, but it was a good movie.
I'm making a list for things that I would include if I was going to make the quintessential Halloween story. Things that would have to be in it.
The movie, The Haunting, originally began as a collaboration between Steven Spielberg and Stephen King, who together began writing a version of a novel. It wasn't. It was a retooling version of the miniseries Red Rose.
Never heard of it.
Is it the one? No, that's anyway. Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie. Um, so for a Hollywood movie, you're thinking it needs kids.
Yep.
It has to start at the beginning October 1st and end. The climax is what, Halloween night.
Yep. That way, when it's over,
It's
the
over.
horror has been dealt with, and the survivors can go into
Therapy.
or whatever the next month and the rest of their lives.
All right, kids. Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of mystery.
Mm-hmm. It's got to have a ghost.
It has to have something, and not necessarily have to have a ghost, but it has to have.
I put down werewolf and vampire and some other things.
I can do without the vampire.
what I would do is I would allude to someone being one, but never proven, or just some character somewhere that does all the things, but acts like a normal person, but like maybe somebody who runs the quickie mart the night shift or something, or some other job that requires them to be around and out at night.
What did you think of Stephen King's Salem's Lot?
It was so long ago that I only have the vaguest of memories of little tiny pieces of it.
It was a slow
And the reason,
burn.
what?
It was a slow burn until it wasn't.
It had some creepy scenes like the window scene and stuff. The reason I would go with a ghost though is because you can do all the things supernatural, and the way you have to defeat it, you have to do something that isn't combat. You know what I mean? It's like righting a wrong or revealing, the real murderer of the person, or returning something to them, because whatever it is that's keeping them there on the earth, it would literally be, like a bittersweet kind of, now they're at rest, but at what cost?
There
Because
was
maybe
a Nightmare Before. No, there was a Freddy Krueger movie, Nightmare on Elm Street: The Dream Warriors. And their way of stopping Freddy this time was to take his bones that was in a junkyard and bury it in ground and give him more or less rights.
uh-huh.
I thought was an interesting, so something of that nature to a certain degree.
You kind of, it's righting a wrong, but the wrong has a price.
Yeah,
It's like one of the kids doesn't make it.
all but one of the kids don't make it
This is something between
because no one likes kids.
spectrum. What?
Kids are annoying. No one likes kids.
You have to have someone survive to have been able to tell the story.
Can it not be Corey Feldman?
He's a little old for that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of Lost Boys. And it's like,
but you
the
have to have,
Frog Brothers.
you have to have a pumpkin patch. You have to have a haunted house. You have to have.
You have to have a field. It necessarily doesn't have to be a pumpkin patch, but you need kind of an
A
or
chase through a pumpkin patch would be fun, and terrifying. The kids are literally running from something, even if
and
it's just like the farmer's really big mean dog,
right.
which would
Apple,
be, I think, would be the ultimate. Is
an apple,
for
yeah,
whatever reason,
an
the,
apple orchard and have one of the kids slip on a bloody apple. Um,
I don't know about that.
Scarecrows or scarecrows
Mhm.
could be, there was that movie, great movie, but the director slash writer turned out to be a real skis bag. Jeepers Creeper.
Yeah, that was the exact opposite. It was trying to make its own pantheon, or whatever you want to call it, of modern folklore. I want to use all the original tropes, from the earliest Americanization of Halloween to, you know,
If it's gonna be
semi-recent.
American, if it's gotta be based in American, have it something Native American ish.
That was, from my experience, that had like no part in Halloween whatsoever in the modern, you know,
I mean, that was a
next.
scenario with Poltergeist. It was an Indian. That was a graveyard. That wasn't a Native American thing, but it was a
But that was
graveyard.
but that had like almost nothing to do with Halloween except ghosts.
Right.
I was thinking like, you got your stereotypical, like let's say Midwestern town, lots of, all four seasons, all kinds of orange leafed trees, picket
Yeah.
fences, all that crap, and you got the 4, 5, or 6 kids that grow up in the neighborhood, but there's that house down
Oh
the
yeah.
street, up on the hill, that just so happens to be near like a cornfield or a pumpkin patch or whatever, so that they've they've heard all the stories. The house is abandoned. Maybe they go uh, check it out, see something that doesn't make sense, a ghost or whatever, um, and leads them to do the stereotypical investigative work in the school library, with the old microfiche machines and looking through the old newspapers, and then having to go talk to the people who are around, or know about those kinds of things that would, allow them to bump into like the lady who runs the Wicca store, to get some advice, to
Yeah, I can see that.
uh, you
There's
know uh,
there's a couple different movies I've watched where it was a ghost story, very much a ghost story, but the ghost had the ability to, or was it a demon? It was a demon. It was a demon. My bad. But Denzel Washington was Fallen. I think was the name of the movie.
we were just talking about that today, which is weird because I didn't know what movie they were talking about, and they kept telling me about all the actors, and I'm like, that could be like 50 movies I've seen, And then when they started singing, "Times on My Side" by the Rolling Stones, and I'm like, why didn't you just say that? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, has there ever been a freaking horror movie where anybody has sang that song in it? No, there has not. Has there been a horror movie with Denzel Washington and all the other people that you just named? Yes, there have. That's like a unique, like that's it's almost like the fucking tagline, for the movie is that song lyric, but
Yeah,
was never in any other movie. As far as I know, that song has never been in a movie other than like a rock and roll movie. So you tell me that, and I instantly knew exactly what movie they were talking about versus all the other shit, referencing the actors and what was going on and the supernatural. And I'm like, I have got hundreds of movies stuck in my head, little bits and pieces, But you tell me that one little fragment that would made the movie more unique than all the other things you could tell me about that movie.
what did you think of that movie?
It was good. It was good.
I like that movie. I like the concept that demon could hop bodies just by touch because you exactly never
Yeah,
knew.
that's not an original concept, but uh, sure, why not? I wouldn't go with that with any sort of religious overtones of it, because then you just well, okay, Jesus comes down and fixes everything. I want the kids to have to uh, you know do something and that only they can do because nobody else believes or knows. I'm thinking like uh, someone was murdered and now they're a ghost, even though I don't believe in that shit. But as the tropes go, if you're murdered or you don't get to finish that one thing or something bad happens to you, you
The
stick
Crow.
around and you be a ghost. What?
The Crow. That's how,
That's more like a uh,
it's a Halloween movie.
a but there is no feel good at the end. It's just
I think
awful shit.
so.
No, I never
He
got that.
died. He finally gets to go. He finally gets some rest. He hooks back up with Shelley. There's a
Yeah, but
happy ending.
it's an undead freaking vigilante. That's not, that's not.
If it's the supernatural concept, he
But
rights
it's
a
not
wrong.
Halloween. It's not Halloween.
Mm,
There's no pumpkins. There's no trick or treating. There's no.
There's trick or treating.
What?
There's trick or treating.
What are you talking about?
In the movie The Crow, he just dealt with somebody, and it's right before the cop shows up and tells him, freeze or you're dead or whatever. And behind them, he sees kids running in costumes trick or treating.
That's yeah. It's not a Halloween movie.
Okay.
It's an undead vigilante, power fantasy. Uh,
I like the movie. It's one of my top
it's
5.
not a bad movie. I'm not saying that at all. It just doesn't embody the Norman Rockwell painting of a Halloween movie.
Did he do a painting for Halloween?
What?
Did he do a painting for Halloween? I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just curious now.
I honestly think so. I've actually got a book of his somewhere. It's all Norman Rockwell's art.
I mean, I've seen his Christmas ones. I've seen his.
If he didn't do one of some kids, little like 8-year-olds in goofy ass Halloween costumes, at the door.
That would be a great painting.
You got the one kid in a ghost. You can see his sneakers.
Yeah, that would be a great painting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah, I should have thought of Norman Rockwell. I'm gonna go look for that book and because these days it's always shitting on the good things of the past is like if it's old it's crap, period, and that's just wrong. If that was the case,
no,
we would never have anything worth remembering because it would just be like, oh, let's hurry up and forget what just happened because the next thing's going to be better. That's a retarded mentality.
That's just progress, and
that's where we're heading
forever.
We're literally heading to where people will someday in the future will try to erase their memory of yesterday because everything today is better.
Fair enough.
Where you have no progress, you just pursuit of Logan's Run-esque kind of nonstop physical and mental and emotional gratification without any purpose. That's just gross and not something I want to be part of.
Fair enough.
I think I got some ideas here for doing that. maybe I'll write it before the end of next month, but don't hold me to it.
Right.
If you think of any stereotypical, absolute musts for what makes what was that movie? Was it Stand By Me? I think so.
That's not a Halloween movie.
No, but it's one of the classic kid movies having to, start out at point A and get to point B, and the journey is part of the growth and the solution.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, I get it. Hocus Pocus?
I hated everybody in the movie, so I had no reason to watch it.
But it's a stereotypical. It's a very much a Halloween movie. You have kids.
I'll take your word on that.
You have kids. Like I said, you have 3 kids, 2 teenagers and a little girl, who bring back 3 witches. All takes place on Halloween. The 3 kids have to figure out how to put the genie back in the box. It's a very much a kid Halloween movie, but it's a Halloween movie. Okay.
Take your word for it. I've never seen it. I won't watch anything with Bette Midler in it. Once upon a time, she was kind of amazing, and Hollywood got to her and ruined her, and I consider that a tragedy.
Casper.
That's actually a really good one. With
Casper a Halloween movie? Yeah, Casper's a Halloween movie.
Is it? I don't know. It's been a long time, but I remember that it had a lot of the classic tropes that you need.
Yeah, I think it is. Actually, it has kids. It has a teenager, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Casper. He had his uncles. You have his... Mm-hmm. I think it takes place... It's been forever since I've seen it, but I think it takes place on Halloween.
Yeah, I've seen it like once, but I do remember that it was... I might even throw the Addams Family's first movie for not for it being a Halloween movie, but having some of the things that you'd want in a Halloween movie.
It hits a lot of the tropes.
Yeah, very well.
Didn't the Munsters have a Halloween special?
I hated the show, so I don't know.
Okay.
It was a cheap knockoff, and I hate those just on principle.
Knockoff of what? I mean, that show came out like forever ago.
Of like I want to say the Adams Family, or a horrible bastardization of all the fucking things that made Universal Studios great when it came to monster movies.
That I'll give you that one. I wouldn't say it's
Everything
not
about it was degrading.
because you had
Frankenstein was awful,
Frankenstein, you have Dracula, the vampire, you got
and his daughter. How does that happen?
the
I
bride.
don't want to
Yeah,
know, because it sounds kind of gross. A werewolf. Okay, so Lily cheated on Frank with
I
a
try not to
werewolf,
think about it too much.
right?
Yeah.
And then their kidnapped, freaking brainwashed, freaking daughter, who's perfectly
Cousin,
normal.
niece. She was not actually part of that. She was like somehow related to them, but not like a daughter.
So basically, kidnapped and brainwashed.
What did you think of
So
the
they
Goonies?
turned her into one of them, right? You know what we're gonna do?
Right.
They're either gonna bite her, wait till she dies, and bring her back from the dead, or she was gonna be a werewolf.
I
Gross,
think I'd pick option C.
right? That's the least creepy.
Um, what did you think of the movie Goonies? I know that's technically not that is not by any means.
I've never actually seen it.
Really?
Really?
Was there some actor in there you just didn't care for?
No, I just never. When it came out, I was uh, busy doing other things.
We might have to put that movie on a list. I think you might like it.
I don't have a problem with it. I can easily recognize it as one of those pivotal moments of Americana that everybody should experience once.
Yeah. 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 No, I think if your thought processing is doing a traditional American Halloween, recognizing Halloween didn't start in America,
Mm-hmm.
but doing a traditional American Halloween movie would be interesting. It would be like I said, it just depends on what part of the world you're in, what that Halloween looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're in California, it looks very different than Wisconsin or New York.
I mean, I like to be up in Maine for Halloween. I mean, that's kind of Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween. That could be interesting. Sleepy Hollow for Halloween. I mean, these are some of the original, places for the country
Mhm,
when it
mhm.
comes to,
It would literally have to be something like I was actually thinking like Kansas, one of the most boring states in the United States, with the least impact on the other states to make it really hit home.
I guess like Stranger Things being in Indiana kind of makes sense then.
Right,
Um,
someplace where nothing cool has ever happened. So that everybody's lulled into a sense of everything's just going to be
the,
normal. Obviously people die, get hit by
yeah,
cars and stuff like that, but also place putting it in a time frame somewhere between like 1977 and 1999, but probably much sooner than 99, maybe
I give
89.
you early 70s to late 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to get it before technology has blown up the way that it
Yeah,
has.
yeah, yeah. Maybe you could have a video camera, but it better be a big boxy thing you got to put on your shoulder. No cell phones, uh, no cordless phones.
It's a shame
Uh,
that Ghostbuster was filmed in like Christmas, New Year's Eve time period.
Well, it's New York. That's what you do. If you're going to do a movie in New York, it's probably going to be around Christmas. I mean,
Because
that's
that right there, if you just change the date on that, you got grown-ups who are just big kids to begin with, and you got a ghost issue. It kind of hits some of the, it
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
hits.
yeah. But you don't have the haunted house on the hill away from everybody. There's
No,
nothing
you have
around.
the haunted condominium,
You know,
apartment
that's
building.
yeah, yeah. It's not. We're not setting this in Harlem.
Wait, if that's the situation where you want kids involved, how did you not like not the most recent Ghostbuster movie, but the one before that that had the two kids?
Because I just didn't see it.
Because had all the original cast shows up except for Rick, because he retired years ago.
Good for him.
Had three kids trying to figure shit out, four kids trying to figure shit out. It wasn't a bad movie. It was I mean,
Never got around to seeing it, and I don't go to the movies by myself. And
yeah, I had to get over that if I wanted to still go see movies. Or I hate eating by myself. That is like the one thing that I refuse to do unless I'm at home. If I'm
oh
at
no,
a
no, no! I
restaurant,
love going to fancy restaurants by myself with a
the bill's
notebook.
cheaper.
What?
The bill's cheaper.
No, with my like uh I call it the food critic. Like I show up at the restaurant like I'm there to, write an article about their food and watch how they react completely different than they would normally, and everything
Could
is perfect.
could I make this meal in the microwave for less time?
No, no, no. I used to have this uh, before tablets. They had these digital keyboard things with a screen where you just
Oh
typed shit
yeah,
in, saved it. I forget what they call them, PDAs or something. I
yeah.
used
I
to
used to
have
have
a
one.
really nice one, and I
Yeah.
would take it with me to whatever restaurant, and I would put it on the table, and I'd have a pen and a notebook as well, and I would put those on the table, and just you know ask a lot of questions about the food, and like a lot of questions, and then make my order, and are you by yourself? Yes, I am. And then they would just go out of their way to make sure that meal was perfect.
Did you ever get them comped?
No, no, uh, never even thought of it.
I know a few personally know a few food critics that if they're seen or it's suggested they might be in a restaurant, they normally their bill just kind of
Now
disappears.
you literally have to like take pictures of your meal and make sure everybody's watching you take pictures of your meal to pull that off, and I wouldn't want to go that route. But hey, brother,
Um,
I'm gonna have to let you go. It's a school night, and I got to be up in about 6 hours. I don't know
okay.
what you're doing up this late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm completely out of water.
It's 2 o'clock and I know where my kid's at. I'm fine. And I don't have school in the morning.
I don't either, but the little guy does, and I got to make sure he's up. And if I stay up too late, my alarm will go off. I won't hear it, and can't have that.
As
So
rigid as Jack is, I'm pretty sure he can get to school by himself.
no, he literally won't wake up.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll have to kick around the old index cards, my rotor things to think of Halloween movies that are worth talking
yeah.
about.
Because I can't think of one that doesn't make me go, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just kicking. I mean, like I said, Sleepy Hollow, Stranger Things. eh,
Stranger Things is one of the best uh, things that hits all those things, but it's completely not supernatural. It's science fiction to be fair, but it's still great.
Oh yeah,
And I want to I want to see something that's damn it. It does all the things that it does, but on the opposite end of the
I
fantasy
gotta
spectrum.
see if there's a way for you to watch The Haunting that you don't have to pay for. I think you might like that movie,
What movie?
The Haunting. We talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think I've seen it with the song, right?
No, that's The Fallen.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I was talking about. The titles are so similar. Uh, you got to give me like some
Oh, the
crucial,
house,
unique detail.
the House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price,
I
classic.
saw the other one, the remake, and I was just like,
You gotta watch you gotta watch it with Vincent Price.
maybe.
Yeah. All right, you take it easy, and
You too, bro.
thanks.
I will see you in a couple of days or sooner.
I'm fat, therefore I'm always around. All right, everybody out there, the 3 to 4 people that watch the show, thank you for hanging out with us. It's definitely fun. To quote one of my favorite musicians, don't take shit from anybody. Y'all have a good day, a good evening,
Happy
or
trails,
wherever you watch
folks.
this.